and I'm with Coach Forrester after their thrilling win over Mount Perrin 28-24 last Friday. Coach, you've had a couple days to reflect now. Can you put into words what Friday night meant for this team?
I'm not sure I can. It was a pretty amazing game just because, to win a game against that level of competition. I think going into it they were number 6 or 7 overall, and just to keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting, and I think it's just going to be something that's going to continue to. You get wins like that, and it continues to build your confidence. And I think that's the biggest thing. That no matter what the score is, what the time is on the clock, we still got a shot.
So Mount Perrin had a break, and they got a touchdown to go up by 10 points with 7 minutes left in the game. Talk about your mood on the sideline and what the message was for the players.
Oh, me. Well, to be honest, it was, the first thought that came to my mind was it's over. We just can't come back from this. And then I said, no, it's not over. Just to kind of regroup and think. And I think the players may have felt that too. But I think coaches, I think probably everybody on the sidelines had that reaction. I think the coaches did a good job of overcoming that in our own minds and hearts and getting the kids ready and going. And they got very determined, very determined.
Every week, it seems like a new player stepping up. Talk about that and the pride you feel from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of guys that really stood out in my mind was particularly our defensive line, because we were just so decimated by injuries and other things. And Brooks Brasher, Garrett. Oh gosh, can we edit that out? Garrett Brasher and then Noah West. There's two. Garrett hadn't been around all. He's had a knee injury most of the season, and then he's only been back a couple weeks, and to step in and do the kind of job he did. And then Noah's a freshman, and to step in and do the job he did. And then also on the offensive line, Patrick Ainsworth. And there's, again, another young kid, sophomore, that steps in. But I would like to add there's a couple of old codgers that had tremendous games. Jacob Delk, again, with his punting and interceptions and turnovers that were huge, and then Aaron throwing for 4 touchdowns. That was a pretty amazing performance.
So this is not your first year with winning teams. Talk about how the 2013 Patriots compare with teams you've coached in the past.
Well, this reminds me a lot of the early years with winning teams. That you got to get to the point where it's not a surprise to win, but that you expect to win, and that comes as a program continues to develop and progress. But I think for these guys, it seems very normal in terms of what's happening. And the thing these guys have done an unbelievable job on is keeping themselves focused and ready and playing week after week.
So we're still working ahead to get to the state playoffs, and this week we've got fellowship coming up. It's senior night and it's a rivalry game. How do you keep the boys focused on the game instead of getting into playoffs?
Well, some of it is, first thing you said is exactly that. It's a rivalry game. And then but it also has huge implications for the playoffs. Being currently the #1 seed now and having a real shot at winning our region, because right now we're ahead of Darlington in the playoff standings, and they will play 2 teams the last 2 games that we've already played, and so they can't gain any points on us. So if we went out, it assures us of being home field at least 2 games and maybe 3. So we've actually talked about that, because I want them to understand the importance of this game being a rivalry. There's nobody fellowship would rather beat than us, but at the same time, hey, there's reasons for us too that we need to win. So.
Well, great job, Coach, this week, and good luck this Friday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For PSPN, I'm Hannah Diamond.